We're really excited to connect with you tonight because you ask a question, Spirit's going to answer. And aren't there so many questions right about now? Where am I going? What am I doing? What is the world going to look like in just a few weeks? And did you know it's like 65 days till Christmas? Oh, thank God. Not that I'm counting to the end of the year, but yes, maybe I am. Because I know that so many of us are really trying to create a new experience for ourselves. But we really don't know what to expect. Do you know what to expect? Do you know what's coming next? I don't think so. But maybe, just maybe, coming out of this, whatever this mess has been, there could be something spectacular for you. If you used this time, I don't want to say wisely, because we all had to go into survival mode. But if you used this time to spend just some time getting in tune with yourself, after you had your meltdown, after you went through the worry, after we had to deal with whatever we had to deal with in the physical world, if you used this time to create space within self, you have a better idea where you're going. If you did not use this time, well, guess what? We still have time. But the clock is ticking. What do you want 2021 to look like? Very soon. Very, very, very soon. I'm going to be giving 2021 readings. I can't wait. But I remember, gotta get my microphone in the right place. I don't know. I remember when people were talking about 2020, and I sat, this thing is moving on its own today. Mercury retrograde. I don't know. I remember when I sat. I'm serious. The microphone's moving. I am watching the thing move. All right. We got to tighten a screw here or something. That's what we got to do. I remember when I was doing my 2020 readings. I sat across from a lot of people, and they would say, okay, Sarah, what's coming up for 2021? And I went through my list. This is what I see about this. This is what I see with money. This is what I see in relationships. This is the unfolding of your soul and your spirit for 2020. I was so psyched. You know what happened? Most people, I was like, yeah, I see all these things, but there was a but. I have never in my life given a but in a reading like I had to do last year. I was like, but I kind of see things kind of being like, I don't know, just kind of stuck until July. There's one day I went home and I was just walking around the house. I go, okay, that was like 40 people in. I said, we're stuck till July. Like, what's up? And you know what I heard? You're stuck till July. And sure enough, we really pretty much were stuck till July. A lot of our great plans, a lot of the things that we wanted to do, and many of them haven't come to fruition yet, we were stuck. Sometimes the craziest things come out of my mouth and I don't question them. But when I got to about the 40th person, I was like, all right, this isn't sounding right. And they said, we're going to be stuck. So I was like, okay, stuck. So now that we're trying to get unstuck, and it's been a sticky situation, how do we create our good 2021? Of course, we want to make good decisions, yes? We want to look at our finances. I've really been very interested to hear that people have, not all, but some, have been able to save money. They're not going out, they're not doing as much, so they've been able to save money. Some people with the stimulus check, or perhaps they were on unemployment, but with the extra money that was coming for a while there, they actually were taking home more than they were taking home with their regular job. And then now, unfortunately, that's gone, and some people are forced to live on unemployment. And I know people listen to us all across the state, all across the country, all across the globe. But I got to tell you, Florida's unemployment, that's a low number. Like, I can't even go to Publix with Florida unemployment. So I don't even know if Walmart is good enough because it's a mess. So when we look at some of the challenges we've had, remember that the human being is a very resilient being and that we have this amazing power to rise to the occasion. But I know we're tired. And I know that this mudslinging game that's going on, and it's a game. It's not even the game of life. It's the game of, I don't know, kids in a schoolyard. I don't get it. I don't get it because what is it that we all want in this world? Put your politics aside. You want to be healthy. You want to be happy. You want to have enough. A little extra. You want to live a good life. You want to be able to feel relaxed and not be worrying if the other shoe's going to drop. And you want to know, most people want to know they made a difference in the world somehow. If you're listening to the show, chances are you feel this compelling urge to make a difference in the world or to have a connection with people that's not just an interaction of a monetary exchange or perhaps a work environment. We want more. And it's time for more. And there's that song, "This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius." This is a major change going on. I even heard talk about monetary systems, how maybe they will go to digital currency and cash may be gone. Like there's all this chat. Now, none of this happens overnight, and most certainly this is not my area of expertise. But I notice what I notice, and I listen to what I hear, and I pay attention, and I file it. And I go into my room, and I look up at spirit, and I'm like, I always look up like, God's looking down, and all my spirit guides are above me. Meantime, they're circling around me going, what the heck is she looking up for? We're right here. But I always look up. It's like this reverence thing, this Catholic schoolgirl training. Dear Lord, please help me. Right? So when I look up, I look at this energy, and I'm like, well, what do you think? And the world is changing. The world is truly changing. And if we truly want to evolve emotionally, spiritually, financially, if we want to be this magical manifester, if we want to create more in our life, we need to change too. You need to change in a way that fulfills you. You don't change to fit the world. You change to fit the you you've come to be, and the world will mold around you. Yes, the world according to you. Now, you have a power inside of you, an energy inside of you that can yield a mighty change in your environment if you tune in. But we have been driven to be in such a reactory state of the madness that's going on, and some has been fear-driven, lack-driven. We have been in this momentum of some kind of chaotic mess. Uncertain. How do we handle this predicament we're in? How do we handle a pandemic? How do we handle financial challenges? How do we handle people not really being kind to one another? And how do we handle the fact that we don't look at each other as equal? We don't. How do we handle the fact that in spirit, we are unique unto ourselves and there is no comparison? In spirit, we are forever connected to a divine source that is a divine energy of love, a divine essence, a divine creator, a divine justice, a divine universal wisdom. It is everything that its highest energetic form. And that we are the offspring of that. We are the conduit of that energy. And in that energy, we are still always connected to source and always connected to each other. Yet we can look at another and judge them not as our equal. But to each person, they have their own gift. So there is no comparison. Because each person is a piece of this whole picture that has been orchestrated by a divine source that I'll be really, really, really bummed if I get up to heaven and it's a guy in an alien spaceship. I'm going to really just lose it. But whatever this source power is, whatever this energetic force is that we call God, that we align as a supreme energy, that we look to for guidance, that we call upon for assistance in our weakest work moments where we don't know where we are. This force of energy is the governing energy of everything around us. And we can't play nice in the playground. What is up with that? Because we cannot play nice with ourselves. We're not kind to ourselves. How are you going to be kind to your neighbor? We are walking, wounded people who are taking our wounds and spilling them off on another as if it's their fault. But in essence, we all have our wounds. We all have our own healing to do. We all have our own journey. This is the experience of the human experience. And we have people who are in power all across the world, not looking just at America, who are wounded. And they're running the show from their wounded spots. We have people who are wounded being human and making choices. But we as an individual, because we feel that we have no choice, we have no ability to be a change in the physical, we forget that energetically we can be the change. Be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the person who asks the question that leads you to the path of your ultimate destiny, your ultimate life of fulfillment. Don't be the person who asks the question about the past that you cannot change, but yet look to make it change because you want the round peg to fit in the square hole. No longer be that person, because you will be lost in the journey of transformation. And you will create this weight around yourself that is unnecessary. The albatross around your neck has been on long enough. It is a time for you to stand up, stand in your personal power, develop self-love, self-confidence, appreciation for who you are, appreciation for the God within, the source within, the power that yields within. And in your vision, in your mind, while you're busy manifesting the perfect house, the perfect car, the perfect relationship, the perfect family life, all the things that we strive for as humans, spend just 1 minute envisioning the world as you wish it to be, and with that energetic frequency being pulled out into the world, we will have a better place. The world is changing, and you have the power to make the change. And rather than condemn, the Ascended Masters, the Master Teachers, one of my students even brought this to my attention. The Ascended Masters, in a I Am Discourse book, written in the 1940s by the Saint Germain Press, there's a statement that says, "Do not condemn your politician. Rather, hold them in the light so that they can hold the great light that America is." Interesting. It is so easy for us as humans to condemn another. This is not a political statement. This is take a look around. Take a look at the office politics. Let's not even look at United States. Let's not even look at your local city. Let's look at your local office and the drama, D-R-A, whatever, drama. And we need to be done with drama. But we are so used to some type of chaos being in our lives that becomes more prevalent than the peace and the joy and the harmony that we claim we desire. But all of that begins within. And all of that begins with your willingness to shift and change. It begins with your willingness, the desire, the humility to ask for assistance. You know, we're so proud, sometimes we don't want to ask for help. But help is all around you. You need to ask. And you need to trust that the power within will guide you to the right person or circumstance and condition to support the change that you wish to have. You have all the power you need. And these weeks to come are so important, not just from a political standpoint. They're important for the reshaping of a country. a reshaping of our relationship with each other, and understanding that differences make us each unique and therefore do not make anyone greater than or less than. Because when Spirit answers your questions, when I pose a question on behalf of all of you, or with one of you in an individual reading, Spirit doesn't come down and go, I can't believe they're asking that question. That's the stupidest question I ever heard. Spirit very patiently and lovingly says, whatever the message is. But I'm sure if the angels have any opinion, which would be more of a human thing, so most likely not, I would probably be shaking their head going, what are they thinking? They're asking about that and they've got all this other stuff going on. But to err is human, yes? So let's, in our humanness, remember the oneness that dwells within. And that each one of us has not just a unique light, but a gift to bring the world. Each one of us. Of us.